This is fucking Formula One here, right here. This is fucking Formula One. Listening to this engine go down this straight, it is just orgasmic. And wait till you see Schumacher going into this turn one. Here we go, baby.
Peter.
Just going to share my screen with you guys here. And what an F1 race last week, huh? In Singapore. It was, guys, if you haven't seen it, check out my my reaction from Singapore. We break it down. And this is fucking Formula One here, right here. This is fucking Formula One. Listening to this engine go down this straight, it is just orgasmic. And wait till you see Schumacher going into this turn one. Here we go, baby. Now, I'm just going to turn it down ever so slightly, guys. I hope I'm not deafening you here on audio file. So, this is full speed. He's going to ever so slightly lift into the first part and into two. Watch. I mean, did you hear the car bottoming there? Jesus Christ. That car is on the fucking limit. He's almost flat out into turn one, carrying the speed into two. Here we go. Now, this is the quick left, right. And you can see how quick this is. Oh, look at that fucking speed, man. Oh, Jesus. Now, I think he's in about, let me see, 1, 2, 3. He's in about 6th gear going through these S's here. I mean, it's fucking frightening quick. Now, he's gone uphill. Look at that quick lift off. Slow into a hairpin. Okay, now he's got a good run out of the hairpin. Now we're going to analyze this next part here, guys. Okay, we're coming up to that spoon curve, the most important part of the track where I was just mentioning. So he's not there yet, but let's just keep going. Okay, we're coming into it now. Now this next left-hander is not it, but we'll call it the start of the turn 14, the most important part. He's got to get it. He does have to. This corner is important too. He's got to get a good run in here to set the car up for the next one. Now, here we are. The corner. So now he's made a good run into this first part of spoon. Now he's got to keep the revs up, keep it nice and smooth, get a good apex, get the power on at the apex, carry the speed into the apex, get the power on at the fucking apex, and plant that fucker going up this long straight. But he's got to be very smooth coming out of here. Now, he just missed the apex ever so slightly. I can't even believe he got it on pole because, well, then again, it's Schumacher. But here we go. Now, I'll just pause for 1 second, guys. Sorry if I'm interrupting. He got a good run out of that corner, which is great. So, he's going all this, watch this long straight into 130R. See what I mean? He's just gone through 130R. It doesn't even sound like he scrubbed up ever so slightly speed. But again, that extra mile an hour, whatever he has coming out of turn 14, spoon 2, that's carrying it all the way up this speed into 130R. Nice and slow in there. And shoe down. And voila. That's it, guys. That is Suzuka. Incredible track. It really is. Jesus. Gets me going every time, I swear to God. That watching Schumacher, and you see the way he was on the fucking limit going into turn 1. I mean, he is on fucking edge right there, guys. On the edge. So no wonder even he did actually lose out a tiny bit, maybe a half a tenth coming out at turn 14, the most important part. But I think he gained it as well he allowed him not to lose time because he was on the fucking limit going through turn 1. So he's got a great setup on that car. And of course, hey, it's Schumacher, Mr. Balls. So yeah, guys, so that's Suzuka. Okay, qualifying and race predictions. Oh boy, I'm always getting these wrong, aren't I? Okay, for qualifying, oh god. You see, McLaren showed some pace, then they were gone. Now, okay, Norris had a good weekend last weekend, but then Piastri was fucking nowhere from 17th to 7th, and then you've got Ferrari up there again. I mean, it's by the way, guys, I'm not complaining. It's fucking great because you can't predict what's coming next. So, like I said to you a couple of my previous episodes, I'd much rather sacrifice my own predictions to be wrong than be right, because it's keeping everything a lot more fun, you know? Now, Singapore was a disaster for Verstappen. Now, it's just one of those tracks, I think, because you'll never get the real reason why they were struggling, guys, okay? They're never gonna tell us the real fucking reason here. Not a hope in hell. But I do think, from my experience, I think it's the way that car self-generates with that racing line where you've got to turn in with the power, and when you turn in with the power, it keeps the grip up. And the more accelerator you give, the more grip it produces. I mean, the car is just fucking unbelievable. Now, look, it's like everything in life, there's always a weak spot. And I think with the bumps in Singapore, it was so fucking bumpy that they just couldn't plant that car to the ground. So I think that's where they suffered. So overall, the balance. And it was literally, guys, as simple as that. Because the track is so bumpy in Singapore, the car was having trouble sticking to the ground. Simple as that. Now, there's a chance I'm wrong, maybe. But I think Verstappen will be back this weekend. I think he'll, you know, the track is now here. They're not on a bumpy track. He'll be back on form. I think Verstappen's going to take the pole. I think he will. And I think Red Bull are going to do everything in their power to wrap the championship up as soon as possible and get it done. So then they can kind of relax a little bit, you know. I think you'll have... Jesus. I'm not going with Ferrari. I'm still not, and I don't know why. Maybe I just don't have the confidence in them this year. You know, they're too unpredictable. Do you know what I mean? And even in Singapore last week, it did seem like the cars that weren't going well during the year went well there. And then the cars were going well, didn't really go well there. So they went well in Singapore last week, Ferrari. So factoring in all of that, Jesus, I'm going to go with Verstappen on pole. I'm going to go with Norris because I think it's kind of like Silverstone. Fast, high-speed track. They've got good downforce in their car, good balance most importantly. I'm going to go with Norris in second and Piastri third. That's what I'm going to go with. And for the race, you know what? I'm going to go with that finishing order. I'm going to go with the exact finishing order for qualifying as well as the race. So for qualifying, Verstappen on pole, Norris off pole, Piastri third. For the race, Verstappen takes the win, Norris comes in second, Piastri third. Yeah, I haven't done a prediction like that where I've, like, in other words, not copied, but it's an exact copy, replica of qualifying. But I think I've got a funny feeling that could be like that this weekend. I've got a funny feeling. So yeah, okay guys, well look, hey, we'll see. And guys, hopefully let's have a great Japanese Grand Prix, and I will be back, of course, either on Sunday night or Monday morning with my reaction to the Japanese Grand Prix. Hope you enjoy, guys. See ya.